wait, 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 what? Let me read this again, because how this is formatted, this all is going in a way different order. Let me read the chapter one more time, and then we're gonna talk about the whole chapter. So the title of today's chapter, 1092, is The Tyrant Kuma's Rampage Through the Holy Land. Right now, I'd say the main thing we need to talk about is Kuma, for sure. We could just go through this cover request real quick. It is Jinbei swimming with the aid of massive remoras that are trying to cozy up to him. I think Jinbei could swim faster than, what are these anyway? I'm sure he could swim faster than these anyway. He swam all the way from Whole Cake Island all the way to Wano. I don't think these whale looking things is doing that nowhere near as fast as he is. I guess he's just chilling. He's just chilling. But let's get past that, because we got a lot to talk about. So the chapter starts. The main thing, first thing that needs to be understood is that this is a day ago at Mary Geoise, not currently. So that means what's currently happening in Egghead, in that current timeline, whatever happened or whatever is going to happen has already happened, and it has already been 24 hours. So whatever is going on in Mary Geoise has most likely already been concluded, because an entire 24 hours has passed from then to the Luffy and Kizaru fight. So right now, this man Kuma has already made it all the way to Mary Geoise, and he's got a bunch of, what are these called? They're not Royal Knights. The Royal Knights is like the strong OP people, but what are these? The Geoise Knights. He's being chained and grappled, and he's got a whole bunch of these knights trying to stop him from going where he's trying to go, and they're saying that the invincible slave has returned. So obviously, as we know from the previous chapters, is that Kuma is trying to go somewhere. And I think this chapter, at least for me, kind of spelled out exactly what it is that he's trying to do. And right now, Kuma fully lets out his Ursus Shock, his paw ability, gets these fodder right up off of him. But as soon as he gets the fodder up off of him, the big bro pops up. We have not seen Akainu since Marineford. We have not seen him in action or anything like that, but that is exactly that we get after he gets rid of these Geoise Knights, the fodder Knights of Mary Geoise. Akainu steps up and asks him, what are you doing? Are you trying to pick up where the revolutionaries, left off? And Kuma is obviously not going to respond back, because he's in like full robot mode right now. He's just trying to go to his objective, and he's trying to go do what needs to be done. And keep in mind, y'all, that right now in Mary Geoise, they are running low on food. After the attack from Sabo and the rest of the revolutionaries, they are low on food. They just got done being attacked. What's his name? Just escaped. Nefertari Cobra just escaped. So Mary Geoise right now is not in a good place. And they just called the Holy Knights to come at least clean up a little bit of the problems, but we don't know exactly what it is that they're gonna do, but they have been called in. Now, are they gonna be deployed and fully in action in 24 hours? And also in the comments down below, do y'all think that the Royal Knights is going to play a part in the ending of this like mini Kuma arc? Are they gonna play a role in stopping him from what he's trying to do? Because Akainu, you're losing points with me, my boy. You pulled up on him and hit him with like a magma fist. He ate that fist and still got past you, which is crazy. The most annoying of all of the celestial dragons, I think this guy's name is like Charlos or something like that, or Charlos. This was Kuma's original master, and he's complaining to both Akainu and all of these guards right now. Like, one of these main Mary Geoise Knights fully gets his head stomped in by this celestial dragon. He's sitting there complaining that Kuma, first of all, damaged him, and Akainu sat there and allowed them to be attacked. And also, he ordered shrimp and they didn't have any. So right now, the celestial dragons is kind of down bad. They're low on food, and it seems like they're kind of losing their grip on what seems to be the hierarchy currently. So there's a little bit of a standoff between Akainu and Kuma, and I kind of knew that there wasn't gonna be a full-on fight, but of course Pops needed to, add in his cherished soldier, the guy that would have found the One Piece within a year. he gets a nice blow in on Kuma, a nice hellhound. And this isn't the same kind of damage that he did to Whitebeard, but I mean, he did kind of like blow half of his face off. And Kuma actually bleeds, like actual regular blood. And he's wondering, where could Kuma have to go if he doesn't have his consciousness, if he doesn't have his memories, if he doesn't have anything like that? He's basically just a walking corpse, like exactly as he said. Now, here's the important part. Kuma eats the hellhound. He eats it for lunch and dinner. And when I initially read the chapter, I thought he tripped because like on the bottom right here, that kind of looked like the rock that he tripped on, but it seems like I was wrong, which is the case. I was absolutely wrong. And Kuma fully, that is him leaning into his foot. And when he's like this in the panel, that's him leaning forward, and then he's gone, absolutely gone. Now, am I tripping, or is that the ground, or is that his clothes on the ground? There's a little bit of a flashback to when Bonnie was, it seems like this is impaled down. I think this is impaled down. And Akainu's talking to her and saying that her father wouldn't volunteer to be reborn as a weapon. And he said it doesn't matter how much you cry about it, Kuma's consciousness will never return. And this is where the dots started to connect. And I can solidify it even more. And Pops is showing us even more why Kuma is literally a top 3, literally maybe top 2 most influential characters in the entirety of this manga. So here's what I'm thinking right now. It seems that the backstory behind why Kuma might have decided to become, you know, this weapon that had his memories and his personality and all that wiped away. In the previous chapters, Bonnie was able to find that he just took his memories out of his body and either made a copy of it or anything like that. And if she was able to find his memories, then that means that if he made a copy of his memories, then that means he made a copy of his personality. If he made a copy of his personality, then that means he made a copy of his consciousness. If he made a copy of his consciousness, then that means he did all this just to maybe see what the Marines would do, just for him to fully become himself again. And maybe a trigger event or a trigger word or some type of trigger frequency could happen to where he goes to where all of those are stored and he can just get everything back. Now, here's what I'm thinking. If his memories are in Egghead, then that means that probably his consciousness and his personality are in different places as well. I think Mary Geoise is where his consciousness or not his memories, because his memories is in Egghead. I think that in Mary Geoise, his consciousness, or I mean, I guess it's really the same thing. So we'll just wrap it all up as consciousness. My bad, I just got a message. So if we're chalking it up that his personality and consciousness, or they could be 2 separate things that he can just go get, but let's just, for the simplicity of it, say that his consciousness is in one place and his memories are in another. That means that Mary Geoise currently holds his consciousness that just has a bubble that he can stick into himself the same way that Bonnie was able to put her hands into the memories and understand exactly what's going on. So I think that if he made a copy of his memories, then he's not dumb enough to not make a copy of his consciousness. So I think right now some type of weird frequency is going on to where he was given the command, go get your memories, go get your consciousness, it's time to go. And I think that's exactly why he's in Mary Geoise. How is this gonna end? I have no clue, but we're gonna know because 24 hours has still, we don't know what happened during these 24 hours. I can't wait. So after that, after Kuma gets gone on Akainu, we go back to Egghead and there isn't too much else that happens. All of the mechanized sea beasts have been destroyed. The PX-100s are still out and about and the fodder Marines are on their way into the lab. But this is what is important, guys. Come on. What we honestly care about is the Luffy and Kizaru fight. So this is what's going on. We start with the Luffy and Kizaru fight. Luffy is currently in Snake Man. Kizaru gives his props to Luffy and said, hey, these punches low-key hurt. These licks hurt. So I see why you took down Kaido. But just because he's a tough one, does that mean that Kizaru is acknowledging him as an equal? I don't really think so. And honestly, as much as I would love Luffy to completely stomp Kizaru right now, for the plot makeup of the show, what's the point of this being a pirate manga if there's no aggressors, no one to really shake up, you know, the current dynamic? Like, if there's no one to oppress the pirates, then there's no point of this show. It's just gonna be a dog walk. Right now, with this fight, it will determine how the rest of the show is gonna go. Luffy and all the other pirates are just gonna run wild if Oda intended for the admirals to completely get shitted on by the pirates. Like I was talking about in the previous chapter, it is obviously apparent that Kizaru doesn't want to be here attacking Vegapunk. He doesn't want to kill Vegapunk, but orders are orders. And he, like, Luffy asked him, why do you want to kill Apple Gramps? And that's a crazy nickname to give to somebody. And Kizaru said, why do I want to be? Can y'all remind me? What I was just saying? So Kizaru kicks Luffy so hard, he catches back up with the Vega Force 1 robot. The plan was, remember, the Vega Force 1 robot was supposed to take the Sunny to the other side of the island, so the Straw Hats and everybody can get on the ship, Kuda burst, dip out. After the Vega Force flies for like, I forgot the amount of feet, and then they Kuda burst out, and there's no way that anybody can catch up with them, except Kizaru. And then Kizaru does this light kick that sends him all the way back to where the Vega Force robot is. And with Luffy in the current blast of this light kick, rips it in half. The Vega Force robot drops the Sunny. Everyone on the Vega Force robot sees Luffy get blasted through the robot that's currently helping them enact their plan. Frankie, Bonnie, everybody falls out of the robot. And Luffy is gone. He is absolutely gone. Right now, it's a showdown between Bonnie and Kizaru. Kizaru walks up to Bonnie. He's like, please don't make me do this. Because Bonnie is basically like a, I wouldn't say a daughter, but like a niece daughter kind of thing. Because if Kizaru and Vegapunk are such good friends, like that's his niece basically. And he calls her like a friend, but like that's really his niece. And he says, please don't make me do this, bro. I don't want to hurt any more people. And it shows that Kizaru just doesn't want to be here. Like, he doesn't want to do this. Like, of all people, I wonder why they sent Kizaru to do this. But at the same time, like, I understand he was the only person there. Green Bull was too busy fighting Fujitora. And with that being the case, they're at Mary Geoise, or might not be anymore. And that leaves no more admirals. So they got to send Kizaru on this. He has to box Bonnie real quick because she tries to like turn him into a kid. She lashes out, tries to turn him into a kid, and he has to hit her with the quick light kick. Frankie about to hit him with the radical beam, but I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of disrespectful how he didn't even acknowledge him and he just disappeared. He left him, didn't even give a shit about Frankie, just dipped on him. He disappears and we pan over to where Vegapunk currently is, and he just cracked the code to get rid of the defensive barriers. And if only he would have cracked this code, I don't know, like maybe 20 seconds earlier, what happens later in the chapter might not have happened. Frankie currently is trying to get in contact with the control room where everybody is. They finally cracked the code, and right now it's looking kind of bad for the Straw Hats. Like, it's good and bad at the same time. They finally cracked the code so that they can continue with the next step of their plan, but their plan has just been ruined and they don't even know it. And York's kind of sitting there like, damn, I didn't expect y'all to get that code, you damn geniuses. But at the same time, she doesn't know exactly what's going on because Kizaru is right behind Vegapunk, and now it's time to finish the job of what's currently going on. Now, pay attention for all the people that read this chapter, pay attention. Because when I read this, I read it in the wrong order because it's got this big ass panel. Luffy comes back after being attacked by Kizaru. And my initial thought was this picture of Luffy, this was the damage of Kizaru's attack on him. But no, read it again, but read it kind of in a clockwise circle and then read the big one in the middle. But I'll go ahead and summarize it for you. So this is the order how it's supposed to go. Kizaru pops up on Vegapunk, scares Vegapunk, and he's like, don't make me have to make this any longer than it has to be. Just let me go ahead. I'm gonna blick you real quick and then I'm gonna go on about my business. And then Luffy says, there you are. Come here. I can't believe you knocked me all the way down to the basement. Now, this is what needs to be talked about. Luffy had to go through 2 layers of the defensive barrier in order to get back to where Kizaru is, because remember, Vegapunk just cracked the code, and I don't know if like he pushed a button to turn off the barriers or anything like that, but he just cracked the code. So Luffy had to go through 2 barriers, which is supposed to repel people even like Kizaru, and he made it back, picked up Kizaru, went in gear 5th, picked him up. All these scratches and all that damage, that is from him going through the barriers to get back to the control room. Yoinks up Kizaru, and he said, you knocked me all the way down there. And what he means by down there is all the way down to the basement where the Futures Past robot is. Now, we are left on a crazy cliffhanger, and the only person, as far as I remember, I forget a lot. You guys are gonna have to, I'm sorry. I get corrected a lot in the comments. I don't know everything. I'm not a know-it-all. But as far as I know or remember, when he got knocked down there, Luffy was the only person down there. The last time we saw the robot, that shit was not powered on. But after he left, the sound of his, his heartbeat, I don't think that this powered him up, but something to do with Luffy has turned this robot on. And in the next chapter or the coming chapters, we're gonna figure out what's going on with this Iron Giant. And that's where the chapter ends. Listen, 3 things for us to talk about in the comments. What do you think that Kuma is trying to do in Mary Geoise? Do you think that he is going to get his copy of his consciousness just like Bonnie saw his memories? Because Kuma is a smart person, probably one of the smartest people in the show. I don't think he would just up and give up his full rights as a human and would get rid of his personality, his consciousness, and his memories for absolutely no reason. And at least he's done half of the work. He has a backup of his memories. Do you guys think that in Mary Geoise currently he has a backup bubble of his consciousness that he's going to get? Second thing, how do you guys think that the fight between Luffy and Kizaru is going to conclude? I think there will not be a clear victor between the two, simply for the health of the show. The admirals are supposed to fight the pirates. The pirates are supposed to run from the admirals. And if the pirates box all the admirals, then the show wouldn't be called the One Piece, because everybody would have had it by now. You know what I mean? Because there was people like Whitebeard before Luffy. And if the admirals aren't as strong or stronger than the pirates, then why didn't Whitebeard, Roger, Odin, and all them, why didn't they just go get rid of the Marines and then just went and grabbed the One Piece? No problem at all. Third thing we need to talk about, what powered up the robot? Because what we seen is that just like, the eyeballs flared up and turned on like a power on. So I think it's powered up, but this thing has been there for such a long time. So do you guys think this is like powered up by the mother flame that the Marines are currently here to get? Or is this powered up by some kind of other source? And why did Luffy going down there kind of give it like a jump start? You know what I'm saying? Why am I sitting here doing this little thing? Oh, because of the heartbeat, Hey, I'm gonna see y'all in chapter 1093. We're not on break, so yeah, W chapter.